Hi, Sarah Banas here, Spectrum Weavers. I'm going to show you today how to build your own SVG cut file. We're going to build this one right here. Initially, we were going to build this one, but the program that we're going to build it in, Inkscape, was giving me issues with this font, unfortunately. It's a wonderful font. This is called Amistary. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll get rid of this one. Oops. Get rid of that one. So this is the file we're going to build. This is another very nice font. It's one of my favorites. It's called Shining Glory is the script font. And then this right here is Kinsella. And this, the Laurel, is from Amistary Extras. And this is from Bohema Script. So a lot of fonts have these extras in them, like that Laurel and like this arrow. I love fonts like that because it helps to decorate your text without, if you're not the greatest artist yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use a program, like I said, called Inkscape. Inkscape bridges a lot of the design gaps in Cricut design space. It's a free program. There's a couple of places you can get it. If you're on Windows 10, you can go right to the Microsoft store and there's an app for it in there, or otherwise you can go to inkscape.org as the trusted download source. So let's go ahead, click over here to Inkscape. When you first open Inkscape, excuse me, the screen will always be very small like this, your workspace. So you'll press plus to zoom in. See, I already have some stuff on the page. And the other thing, when you first open Inkscape for the first time, all of your tools on the left-hand side, those are all going to be very small. What you do to fix that, go to Edit, Preferences, Interface, mine's already clicked, and then slide over here, and these will all say small or smaller. Click on larger, 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 and then close that, and then close Inkscape and reopen it, and then that'll be right. And you only have to do that once. So let's get rid of this one. This is the one we're not going to do. And this is the one that we are going to do. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to learn about glyphs and where to get them. So the text right here, that, like I stated, is Shining Glory. So let's type out that. This M right here, that's a glyph. That's not natural to the text. So what I did, I clicked on the A and then click up here. And get rid of that. And we're looking for Shining Glory. Okay, and then click on your page and type not all storms come. Okay, so that's your first line. So we want to switch out this M, right? So what you need to do, I'm going to show you two ways. So built into Windows, there is a character map. So, and you'd be surprised how many of your fonts have glyphs in them. It's pretty common these days. So I'm going to show you how to use character map just so that you know how. That's not it. We're going to use another character map that's free in the Microsoft Store. It's much better. This is the character map that's built into Windows. You can see how the letters are difficult to see and you can only see part of them. That's why we're going to use the one that's in the Microsoft Store. It's much better, and you can see what you're doing much more easily. So when you first click on Character Map, you'll go up here, click on the font that you want to use. Anytime you're using a character map, the font that you're using on the font that you have selected on your design program has to match the font that you're selecting in character map, or it won't work. So Shining Glory, and then this should always be set to Unicode. And then the next one down where it says all, click on Unicode subrange, and then private use characters. Okay, so the way that you would use this, I'm not going to. I'm going to show you in the other one. but the way you would use this is you would select the one that you want. So let's say we want this. You would select that, okay, and then you would press select and copy, minimize, click on your text. Oops, it's actually not where I want to be in the text. I want to be over here. Okay, get rid of that M, and then you would just right click and paste. So that's not the M that I want, but I just wanted to show you how you do that. And when you're using the character map that I'm going to show you from the Microsoft Store, same process. So the character map from the Microsoft Store is called UI Character Map. It's a free app. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go down to Shine and Glory. Okay, and I'm going to find the M that I actually want. And that is... Okay, so the M that I used in the video is right here. I don't want to use that one. I found a better one since then that I like more in this font. So this one right here. Okay, and then so you click on it to select it, and then you see right here, click that to copy, minimize. Over here, I already got rid of that M. So right click, paste. There you go. So not all storms. Now the next thing I need to do, oops. Click off of that. Okay. So the next thing that I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type out the 3 lines of text that are all in that same font. That way I'm not switching back and forth. So some come. You can't just do that and then click enter, because then it'll recognize that all is one set, one line, like one set. You need them all to be 3 separate lines. So just click anywhere else on your workspace to clear your path. Okay, and then click on this right here, your selector tool, upper left-hand side. Click on that and move that up just to give yourself some workspace. And now you need this right here. This is Kinsella. Okay, so again, click on your text tool. Now Kinsella is a trio. There's hand, sans, and script. You want sans. Oops. So you see what happened there? See how it changed the text I already had? That was because that was still selected when I changed the text. So it saw that as me prompting it to switch what was currently selected. So easy fix, edit, undo. Click your pointer. Click anywhere on the page to unselect that. And now, again, text selector. Kinsella, sans, click on the page and type to disrupt your life. Okay, and move this up here. Now the next thing we need is this arrow. Okay, the arrow is an extra in a font called, I think it's Bohema script, something like that. I'll go ahead and I'll link all of these fonts in the description. A lot of fonts have extras like that. So this right here, that is an extra in a font called Amisteri, which is actually the script. It's that's font duo plus extras, Amisteri is, and that is the original design we were going to do. That was Amisteri. So let's go ahead and get the arrow first. So this is actually set up. The extras in some fonts come as SVGs. This is not set up that way. This is set up as an actual installable font for the extras. Same thing with Amisteri. It makes it so much easier to use them. So you need to click your text tool and then go up here and it's Bohema. Yep, Bohema. So There's the Bohema ornaments. Click on that. Oops. And again, see, I did the exact same thing again. So again, easy fix, undo, click your pointer, selector, click off of it so nothing is selected, and I'll do that again. Text, Bohema, ornaments, click anywhere on your page, and you're going to use character map again. So character map over here, and again, your two things have to match up. So what you selected on your, for your text on your design software has to match what you're picking in character map. So, Bohema. Ornaments. So you can see this one has a ton of really good ornaments in it. I believe the arrow is 46. Nope, that's incorrect. Oh, nope, that is correct. 46. Okay, so selected, copy, right click, paste, and then click on your selector tool, and you can see it's selected with the arrows. To make something bigger, you have to press Control so that it stays in proportion, and then drag out on the corner. Okay. If you don't press Control, it'll come out wonky and it won't keep things, it won't look correct. So the arrow that I used over here, you can see that that is the opposite of this. It's upside down. So it's not that it's a different arrow, but I'm going to show you how to flip it. So with it selected, go to Object, flip horizontal. Oops, that's incorrect. Someone doesn't know their vertical from their horizontal. So Object, flip vertical. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we need to see these two hangers here. Those are also in that Bohema ornaments. So it's still selected up here, Bohema. Click on the page, go back to your character map, and grab, this is one of them. Select, copy, paste. Now, what you need to do next is you can't just paste both of these because you need them to be two separate items. So click anywhere on the screen and then go grab your other one. Just this one, and then copy, paste. Okay, and then you need to click your selector, Control. I think about that big is good. And you can see how that is the opposite direction on my design. So, Object, horizontal. It's always a guess. I never know if I'm right. Okay. So, put that right there. And take this one, and again, Control, pull out. Now, when you're making your design, so you can see obviously with this design, I made that in advance so that I'm just going off of, I'm just copying it to show you how to get everything that I've done. When you're making your own design, there's a little bit more process to it where you're trying out different glyphs and you're seeing what fits together and what looks right together and just kind of playing with it until it all fits together. I didn't want to waste a lot. I didn't want to waste time, with that on this. I wanted to just show you how to build it. So it needs to be bigger. Just a little bit. Okay, that's perfect. All right, now, excuse me, just getting over a cold. So we have, oh, did I not type this last one? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do here, so I selected, I set up all of this. So now draw a square around all of it and go to Object, Group, okay? And then the next thing you're going to want to do to clear your path. So think the only glyph in that is the T. Yep. So you can see the T on this is not the same T as this. So that's a glyph. So move this up here. I'm going to take this and put this right about right there. And let's go ahead and grab that T. Okay, go to character map. And we need to change this over to Shining Glory. Okay, and then, okay, so we need the T. Oh, not that one. There we go, right there. Copy. Select copy. Get rid of that T. And paste. There we go. Excuse me. Select to move. And I'm actually going to center this at this point. So I'm going to select all of that. And then I'm going to go to Object, Align and Distribute at the second one from the bottom. And that's going to change this panel over here to an Align and Distribute panel. So right here, where my pointer is, the third one over is Center on Vertical Axis. And that's that. So now you can see how that overlapped here, right here. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm either going to increase or decrease the size of this. I'm going to go ahead and increase it just a little bit. And now let's see what happens. Let's see if that keeps us in the clear as far as the two touching. Okay, so that didn't work. And again, control when you're pulling out to keep everything in proportion. I think that should just about work, hopefully. So draw the box, align on vertical. Okay, so that is close enough that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to inch it over a little bit. Just far enough so they're not touching. There we go. I'm happy with that. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to select those two and I want to object group those together. Okay, and your next line up is some come. So generally, when I'm designing something like this, what I want to see happen is I want these three lines to align. I want my top line, my bottom line, and my ornament, those three to be aligned, to be centered. These two, I fit in however I can fit them in to make it all kind of come together. So, but you need to build it from either the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top, and then you can move things around and align them. So some come, the E is the glyph in that one. You can be tempted to use too many glyphs. You really, I mean, just enough to make it to make it pretty or decorative or fit together. You don't need to make every single letter a glyph. It ends up looking junky, for lack of a better term. So let's grab that E. Where is that E? Is this it? This must be it. Copy and paste. Okay, so now you can see how that's all overlapping. Need to click your selector tool. Anytime, if it's not doing what you want it to do, almost 100% of the time, it means you have the wrong tool selected. So you can see if I have this selected, it's not gonna select it for me so I can size it. You have to select your correct tool and then select, what you're trying to work with. Okay. Inch that over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then this line right here. And you can see how the design is starting to come together. Again, control, and then on the corner. Okay, and that's that. It's probably actually still a little bit too big. But that's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly what I did the first time. You'll see that it'll all come together just fine. And this is our final line. So we'll take that and put that right there. And now for this one, I have already switched out the M on it. So that's fine like that. Make this just a little bit bigger. And this is what I'm going to do now, okay? So now I'm going to take and I'm going to move this, and I'm going to move this, and now I'm going to take and I'm going to draw a box around all of these. You have to have your box totally covering all of them or it won't select them. Excuse me. Okay, and then with those selected, so my align panel is already up. I don't need to select that. And then center on vertical. Okay, and that's perfect. And now you can just pop these right back into place. Super easy. That. And that. And if you want, you can. Here, let's show you. You can center this one as well. So select all, center. And that might look a little bit more put together. And then obviously this one does not get centered. Okay. And the one last element to this that we need is this laurel here. That laurel is from Amisteri. And so we need to... Amisteri is the same as the Bohema, where it's set up as an actual installable font. The extras are. So again, Amisteri extras. And then we'll go here and go to Amisteri extras. Okay, so right here, and I just want to show you, if you want to start doing this and you want to start making your own designs, go by Amisteri. It is an excellent font. The script is beautiful. The sans serif that comes with it's a duo is beautiful, and pairs with everything. And then this right here, the extras in it, almost there's so many designers of SVG files use these. It's just a great set of extras. So I always hear people say, where do I get the lines, or what do I call the lines to look for them that people decorate text with? These great set of those. There's several of them. There's quite a few. Also a set of splashes. Just so as far as what those are called, they don't actually have an actual name. I call these splashes. The other one, some of the designers call them jazz hands. But everything. I mean, it's got a great arrow. There's just so many. It's got one of my favorite laurels. We're actually going to use this laurel, not the other one that I did in the initial design, because this one, it's one of my favorites. It actually is it looks better. So I selected it, copied it, paste. Needs to be the other way. So object, horizontal. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, so select, you can see how, okay, so let me show you this. Select once gives us these arrows. Select twice gives us these. These are handles, so we can turn it. So let's go back to this so that we can expand it. Press Control and expand, and then click it again so that it's got the handles. Turn it just a little bit. Okay, and put that right there. I want to turn it a little bit more. And that's it. That's all there is to your design. Super easy, super pretty. I'm going to show you another trick real quick. And that's to select all of it. And then instead of having it black, take it down like 2 or 3 shades into a gray or a darker gray. And I don't know what it is about it, but it adds value to the design. It just looks better. It just looks more high end, a nice dark gray than it does black. That's my opinion. Okay, so now this is what you need to do next. So the first thing you need to do is you have a couple of groups here. You need to split apart your groups. So this is one group. You go to Object, Ungroup. This is your next group. Object, select Object, Ungroup. Okay, so now these are all back to their individual elements. You need to draw a box around all of it. And then you need to go to Path, Object to Path, and then click on this right here, Edit Path by Nodes. Okay, what that does is this. This is no longer editable text. So see how each letter is its own letter. It's no longer part of a line of text. This too. Everything is its own item. Now watch what happens when I click on it. So when I click on that text, see how it shows all the nodes now? If you wanted to, this isn't the purpose of this particular thing, but if you wanted to, now those are all nodes. You can edit the text. So edit, undo. Okay. That's not the purpose. So the purpose is that Design Space won't accept this, as you can't have your text set up like that. You have to turn it to a path first. Okay. So let's get rid of all, oops, that wasn't what we wanted to do. So, but that's okay. So it's just gonna freeze up. If you do too much on Inkscape too quickly, it doesn't respond well, but that's okay. It just takes a second. Okay, so then get rid of that. Get rid of this. And I always reduce it down to, so this is really just a guide, but for some reason I always feel like I have to reduce this down. Oops. So let me undo that because I forgot to press Control. Always make sure you press Control or it's gonna end up wonky. But I always feel like I have to reduce it down. Did you see how it kind of jumped a little bit there at the end? Sometimes it does that. That's okay. Okay, that's perfect. But I always feel like I have to reduce it down and fit it inside of the guide. I don't know if that's true. I should probably test sometime not doing it, but I always do that. So File, Save As. ABC is my Works in Progress folder. I am going to name this, let's see. All storms. I always switch it. So it's under Inkscape SVG. I always switch it to plain SVG. So when you're doing this, obviously, so mine is already set to ABC, which is my Works in Progress folder. Just select wherever you want to put it. So save, and now let's go back over to Design Space. Okay, and we can get rid of this one and go to Upload. Upload image, browse. Then you're going to want to go to go to All storms. Open. And there's your design. Easy peasy. Save. Click on it. Insert image. And you are almost ready to cut. So you can see how, because you had to break it down to pat the nodes, how it's all like that. Absolutely fine. Oops. Not sure. So somehow or another, we distorted that, and I'm not sure how. So give me just 1 second here. Ungroup. It's no big deal. We can fix that. Not a big deal. So get rid of that. So I'm gonna just use Glyphs the exact same way in Design Space. So go to Monastery, Extras. Again, it has to match. Your two have to match, and then Monastery Extras. And that copy. The last one was probably still in my paste. Okay. So, and that wouldn't normally happen. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm not going to remake the whole video over that. So flip horizontal. Make it a little bit larger. Tiny little bit smaller. It's just a little bit too big. And now the reason you're seeing that text is so thick right now is because it's got the cut path around it. So what you can do is select all, and just so that you can see it clearly. So the first thing you want to do here actually is, because that is all separate, you're going to want to weld it all together. Just takes a second. Okay. And there you go. That is your design. And that's all there is to it. It's that easy. So if you have any questions at all, please ask them below. The other thing is subscribe. If you subscribe, I'm going to be doing videos pretty regularly, and you'll get notification when the new ones come out. So subscribe now, like the video, and join me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group where when I make designs like this for videos and for, just for whatever, I add my designs, not all of them, but a lot of them, to the Facebook group, to the files there, so that people can download them and use them. I do allow commercial use on them. It's very important to me that my intellectual property rights are respected. So I just ask that you do read in the pinned post, there's a license that I allow. And I do ask that you read that and respect that. But other than that, feel free to use them commercially and make things and sell them, so I'll link the group in the description as well. Other than that, I hope you learned something. Have a good day.